Hey, what's up everyone? C.Coronato here. Thanks for checking out my next video. Today we are going to do a video that I updated my recipe blog on Universal USA with. It was a roasted tomato and bison stew. You can use any kind of tomatoes. I did get some Romas. Romas are great. They're small. They are kind of oblong shape, not bad. I didn't get to pick up any bison, so I just picked up a beef chuck. You can do the same thing. It'll taste pretty similar. You're not really going to taste the difference with bison and regular beef. So first we're going to start with preheating our oven. We're going to start at 400 degrees and then we'll get to cutting up some of the beef. Okay, first we're going to start by cubing our chuck. A 1x1 cube would be fine. Doesn't have to be perfect, just small enough so it can stew correctly. You will notice that I am using a plastic or a rubber cutting board. The reason why I do so is I like to use all my meats with a rubber one, just because if you use the wood, a lot of times the wood absorbs the meats, and normally you shouldn't use any soap on wood. So if you use it for just vegetables, it's a lot easier just to clean, just to wipe it off, or just run it under some hot water. With the plastic, you can throw it right into the dishwasher and you'll be good to go. Looking for somewhere around that size or that size. Either one works just fine. Once the beef is all cubed up, we're going to bring it over to the stock pan and sear everything. You want to start with some of your olive oil and get that nice and hot before you add any of the beef in there. The point of searing it is to really lock in the moisture when you stew it. So you want to get it pretty brown on each side before you actually start to stew it. Alright, you're going to let that go for about 5 minutes on each side. So really good pieces like that, and just flip it around, just let it sear up. You don't want it to fully cook, you just want to sear the outside of it. You'll notice that I did use more beef than the recipe called for. I do this often just because I want to increase my protein intake. I doubled the recipe of just the beef. Everything else will be the exact same. You can do it, how you want. You can do the 1 pound or the 2 pounds. You can increase the tomatoes. As always, it's really up to you. But this specific recipe will be 2 pounds of beef. Alright, that looks pretty good. From there we're going to add in 2 cups of water in my good old Metro Flex cup. You're going to cover it with a lid and turn it down to a simmer, and then you're going to let that sit for about an hour. Just let the beef really start stewing and cook fully through. While that's cooking, we're going to just simply core our Roma tomatoes. I use a melon baller. It makes it very simple. Just dig it in, spin it, and take out the little nub on top. Very simple. You're going to do that with all 12 of the Roma tomatoes. Many times I like to use locally grown produce. I've been using a place called Silverton Farms for as long as I can remember. They've been very good to me through the years. My mom loves them. You'd be surprised about the better quality that you would buy at a local farmer's market or just straight from the farm than what you get in many grocery stores. If you have them around you, Google it, just check it out. I would say you're going to be amazed about how great the taste is. So we'll finish those up. And then once those are all done, we're going to transfer them to a sheet pan lined with foil. We're going to throw our garlic right on there. Just kind of spread it out about a little bit. And add our tomatoes, just like completely whole. Now that they're all done, you're going to head right over to the oven and stick them in for about 35 minutes or so. Alright, once that 35 minutes is up, you can pull your tomatoes right out. We're then going to add the tomatoes and the garlic right into a blender and blend them up. Alright, once that hour is up, we're going to simply add in the rest of the ingredients, starting with the tomatoes. Be careful because it is going to splash. Two and a half cups of beef stock. 1 1/3 cup of coconut milk. Now, I know they usually just sell it in bigger containers. It's not bad to drink, but many times if you do find that you can't find it smaller, you can always use it in your shakes, your oatmeal, basically anything you use regular milk with, and it'll add a little bit of different flavor, but it adds in a lot of good fats, some good carbohydrates. There is some protein in there as well, so it's not a bad thing to have. Then some salt. Fresh pepper. And half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Give that a stir. And let it just simmer for 5 minutes or so. Alright, that looks pretty good. So you guys are all set. The way I would measure something like this out would be by using a slotted spoon, and you can just grab the protein, measure out your protein, then add however much liquid you want to that. So thanks for checking out this video. Today this was the roasted tomato and bison stew, but I used the beef. So I'll see you guys next week. Thanks.